Alright, hello everybody. I am back with another video today, and I've already filmed this video. No, I didn't forget to press record like last time. I went on a rant, and I kind of didn't, remember what I was trying to talk about. So I just thought, hey, let's run it back. Let's do that again, because I don't want to release some low quality slop, you know? This video, as you can see, I've already pulled Laevatain. I broke my promise. I said I was going to do a Laevatain pulling video. I jumped the gun. My friend was in call, he was a little devil on my shoulder, and I ended up getting Laevatain in 40 pulls, and then her weapon in 10. So, I got pretty lucky. I might be able to pull, Yvonne, or maybe another character that comes out soon. What I want to go through in this video is, should you, the viewer, you watching, should you pull Laevatain? Little spoiler alert, it's a maybe, but mostly a yes. So, the thing with Laevatain is she is really good at multi-target content. Meaning, if there is a lot of little enemies around, she is amazing. There is nothing better than her. She is top, what do people say? Top dog, that's it. She is top dog when it comes to multi-target content. When it comes to single-target content, you probably want to lean more towards Yvonne. And, Yvonne's banner isn't out for another 2 banners. So, you could even pull this character and work up enough to pull her next banner. Or, you could pull on this banner and get her. The thing with this game, though, there isn't a lot of single-target content. And even then, Laevatain still is good at single-target content. She's not the best, she's not as good as Yvonne, but she's still really good. She's really good at single-target content still. They might add an endgame mode based around single-target content. Or maybe a rotation. Multi-target, single-target, it could switch depending on the unit. Whatever happens though, right now, at the very start of the game, multi-target is everything. You rarely face a boss. You face a boss 3 times in the story. Other than that, every single encounter is multi-target. Laevatain kind of covers all of your angles here. Well, no. Sorry. Let me retry that. She doesn't cover all of your angles, she covers one angle. The problem is, this game is really only taking advantage of the angle that she covers. So, the angle that she doesn't cover, you kind of don't need someone to cover, because there's a lot of content for that. Or, not a lot of content for that, sorry. I don't think I have anything else to say about what she covers. I've kind of explained it. I'm going to do a little demonstration of how to use her. Or, let me explain how to use her first, and then I'll just do it and I'll commentate a little. So, down here, next to her health bar, she has these 4 little diamond shapes. And these diamond shapes relate to her stacks. She gains a stack every time her final strike, aka the last hit of her, main attack combo, this one. Every time the last one hits, she, consumes a fire infliction on an enemy and turns it into a stack. However, the thing is, she does not have a... Oh, I just shoved Ardelia there. I didn't know you could do that. That's really cool. I didn't know you could shove your unit. That's pretty cool. Anyways, I got so distracted. Where was I? Ah, stacks. So, the problem is, she doesn't really have a good way of inflicting stacks herself. This is where, your support units come in, Specifically, Wolfguard and Akakuri. They are really... Hello, Wolfguard. They are really good at applying, or Akakuri less, Wolfguard a lot more, are very good at applying heat inflictions to characters. When a heat infliction is thingy, and then she takes advantage of it, she gains a stack. 4 of these stacks, this move here powers up. I'll show you what it looks like right now. She summons this little ball, right? When this is powered up, she summons that little ball, and about maybe a second, half a second later, she does a strike. And when this strike hits an enemy, it forcibly applies combustion. Why is that good? Because her combo skill is reactive based on whether or not someone has combustion or corrosion. Hint hint, this is why Ardelia is pretty good with Laevatain, because she applies corrosion. She can trigger a combo skill. Another reason why this is good is not only does that move give you a lot of combo energy, the combo skill also gives you a lot of your super energy. And that is good because her super is when everything flips on its head. She becomes very powerful. If she is off field, so say you're using Wolfguard and Laevatain's over here, once you pull her ult, she is forcibly set to your on-fielder. She is forcibly taken control of. When you attack, you have a 5 combo, I think it is, and at the end you do a big spinning slash, which forcibly gives you stacks. I think. Actually, let me check that, because this is something I forgot to check. That's right. Okay. So, her attack gives people a heat infliction, and then, as you know how her stack system works, she instantly gives those stacks to herself. Then, after you have 4 stacks again in your ultimate form, this move powers up again. But it's not going to be the same move anymore. It's going to be a round slash, which usually unpowered up will go around twice. But then, if you power it up, it goes around once, twice, and then a third time it brings a huge spike out of the ground and deals tons of damage. And this is a very wide range attack. It's, you know, your multi-target unit. This is how you play her. You have another unit to apply the infliction. You have Laevatain take advantage of the infliction, power up her ultimate, and then once her ultimate goes, you basically just spam until everything's dead. Pretty simple. It's a pretty simple character. I am going to demonstrate. Okay. I'm going to give you a little demonstration on how to use her. Little disclaimer, I'm not very good. So, if this unit isn't, you know, looking the best here, it's not the unit's fault, it's my fault for sucking. Okay, as we start this, the units will spawn in, and then I will dodge out of the way. I will apply heat infliction, and then that was probably a bad idea. Here we go. As you can see, that just implied itself, and then boom, everything has combustion now. And then now, this will hit everything with combustion. Did I just? No, okay. I just got hit. That was pretty silly of me. Okay, and then once I hit this, I now have access to my ultimate. I change forms, and now when I do the spin, I'll have to apply affliction. I didn't get to show you on an actual enemy, but you saw it right there. Big spinning attack, and when it was powered up, it sent a huge blast into the air, and it dealt a lot of damage. But you didn't see it deal a lot of damage because I killed everything. As you can see, this unit's pretty good. It kills literally everything on screen instantly once it's powered up. So, as you could sort of see from that little demonstration I just gave you, this unit is quite strong. She is a very strong character, and not only is she strong, she's really simple, and she looks amazing. First of all, let me just say the designs in this game are amazing. I knew I wanted to pull Laevatain straight from her design. She looks awesome. Yeah, so this unit is very cool. Final opinion. Should you pull her? The answer I will give to you is yes. You should pull this unit if, and only if, you are not thinking about hunting down another unit, first of all, or you really don't like this one. If you really don't like Laevatain, don't let me tell you to pull her. You know, if you don't like her, don't pull her. There's no endgame content for this game. There is, or yet, sorry. So, you know, you have no pressure to pull every character, especially if you really don't like them. If you want Yvonne later on, then, you know, that's fine. You can skip this unit. Like, there's no real reason to pull this one if you want another one later on. You know, they all sort of do the same thing. Yvonne is, like I said earlier, a little more single target based. While Laevatain can sort of cover multi-target and single target, which is really good. You know, Yvonne is really good as well. I haven't used her personally, but I know she's really good from what I've seen. This unit is also really good from what I've played. So, you know, with no sort of real endgame content to pressure you into pulling units, don't feel pressured into pulling units. Pull who you want. But if you don't really care about what the unit looks like, you just care about having the new unit, or the powerful unit, or a unit that covers your bases, pull Laevatain. She will not only cover your multi-target, she will semi-cover your single target until you get Yvonne, or a later single target unit, or she will, you know, satisfy you until you have a later multi-target unit. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to say. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you consider pulling Laevatain. She is best girl. Please, by all means, you know, write in the comments, tell me, oh, you played her so bad, and she sucks, and you're spreading misinformation, and blah blah blah. Say whatever you want. You know, like also, subscribe also. You can, you know, subscribe and wait for the future videos to hate on. Doesn't that sound great? Other than that, I'm just gonna dip. It is 5:30 on a school day. School's back, and I have got some stuff to do. So, goodbye, peace out, and have a good day.